Companies like Uber and Zipcar are turning the business of getting you from here to there on its head. But this morning, a new name hits the road in the nation's biggest market. Lyft began a couple years ago. It's already in more than 60 cities with $300 million in financing and a very colorful approach. To start, look no further than the front. Lyft drivers attach a giant pink fluffy mustache on the grill.
We decided to start the service in Brooklyn and Queens.
John Zimmer is the company's co-founder. What's with the mustache?
Lyft is, about getting there affordably, but also having a good time. We're smiling about it now. It creates a fun.
It looks a little ridiculous.
It does. It's surprising. It's shocking. It gets people to talk about it, and it kicks things off on a fun note.
There you go.
The fun includes a recommended fist bump with your driver, and ideally sitting in the front seat, not the back.
Get to where you need to go and meet a new friend.
It may sound strange, but Zimmer says he's going to transform transportation as we know it.
The car used to be a symbol of freedom in America, and I think now it's an extreme burden to own a car and to operate a car. And that comes in the form of parking, that comes in the form of traffic, that comes in the form of expenses and maintenance and insurance. And so when you can provide a service that eliminates all those things, it's a very exciting proposition.
Zimmer says on average 80% of all seats in all vehicles in this country are unoccupied. He aims to lower that by allowing people to order rides on their mobile phones. Uber does the same thing, but Zimmer says Lyft is friendlier. Drivers and passengers are encouraged to chat. When the ride is over, no charge is automatic. A donation amount is suggested. The driver keeps 80%. Uber has a huge head start on you, in New York in particular.
They have a head start.
Just a head start?
Yeah.
They have a head start, they have more funding. Too much to catch up with?
Not at all. What we're building is an entirely different experience.
Lyft has already signed up 500 drivers in New York.
You're going to get to know me. We're going to talk.
Sandra Wallace is one of them. She's a Brooklyn native and a traveling poet who's aiming to drive 30 hours a week. You do realize you have a pink mustache on the front of your vehicle.
Yes. You know what? It's a conversation piece. You can't beat it. It's like, what is that pink mustache? Oh, it's Lyft. And you can just be like, oh, it's Lyft. Grab a Lyft.
Like in other cities, today's launch has not come without protests, mostly from entrenched taxi operators and regulators. The New York City Taxi and Limousine Commission has refused Lyft certification because they say the company has not complied with their safety requirements.
Transportation is too expensive.
Zimmer's going ahead anyway.
As you may have heard, we're going to face challenges along the way. You can imagine a future where you can step out of your house, request a Lyft, pick up someone else who's going to the same office as you. You get there for a few bucks. Basically, we're rebuilding public transportation by the people, for the people, with a system that is needed today.
You're trying to make every lane a carpool lane.
Absolutely.
How long does that take?
It'll take a few years, but it's happening very quickly.
Today, Lyft is coming to New York City's outer boroughs. They plan on driving into even more cities across the country, and someday maybe the world.
My husband's worse because he goes, I'm not driving with a pink mustache on the car. That's not happening.
They're not required to put the pink mustache on. It's just it's a suggestion.
I think it's clever. I think it's clever and very catchy.
Look,
I'm only balking at sometimes you just want to get in the car and ride. Maybe you don't feel like being so
And
chatty.
good for passengers right now. I mean, it's a huge price war right now in New York. UberX is slashing their prices. Lyft is giving these, free rides for 2 weeks. So they're going at it.
Yeah, I think we should all carpool more. But here's one of the concerns that I have heard.
You think we should carpool together?
Well, I mean, in general, people can save gas and be more energy efficient. But one of the concerns I have heard is that these drivers are not checked out in the way that they are for Uber or more reliable car company.
Lyft says their screening process is more rigorous than the Taxi and Limousine Commission.
Well, that's what they say.
That's what they say.
Okay.
I just discovered Uber, and I think it's
We
pretty
could all
grand.
carpool together. Same
No, I'm a
neighborhood.
pass.
I mean, come on.
I'm a pass.